Good morning, Andy. Welcome to Power Electronics. Next video, we are going to learn about power diode and its VI characteristics. So here I have given you the depletion layer. First of all, before going to this depletion layer, some basics are there. So here, what is the basic difference between this power diode and the signal diode means? Here simply a low power diode. Okay, simply low power diode can be called as signal diode, and next, which is nothing but a PN junction device. A high power diode, okay, a high power diode can be called as power diode. Of course, it is also a PN junction device, but the ratings are somewhat different, so that's why we can differentiate those two by means of power ratings. In addition, these power devices, whatever may be these power diodes or devices, can be operate at the lower switching speeds. Okay, can they operate lower switching speeds? Already I told you what is mean by switching time, switching loss and conduction loss. Just like that, here also switching speed will be there. So in addition, power devices operate at lower switching speeds, whereas signal diodes and transistors operate at higher switching speeds. These power diodes operate at lower switching speeds, and signal diodes and transistors are operate at higher switching speeds. This is the most important. Please be remember this point. Next one. Coming to PN junction. Already about this PN junction you have learned in our basics in our analog electronics. You have learned this is the P type and this is the N type. Two materials are separated by some layer. A PN junction forms basic building block of all the power semiconductor devices. That means here P region will be having the greater concentration of holes, whereas N region will be having the more electron concentration. Here in P region, free holes can be called as majority carriers, and in the N region, these free electrons called as minority carriers. In P region, free holes are called majority carriers and electrons are called minority carriers. And of course, the opposite case for the N region. In the N region, free electrons are called majority carriers and free holes are called minority carriers. But in which way we can differentiate this normal PN junction diode and our power diode means we will see now. So whenever you are going for this power diodes, we can label this P as P plus and P minus, and of course this N can be labeled as N plus and N minus. That means, what is mean by this one means, simply if the doping density in P type semiconductor is equal to the doping density in the N type semiconductor, then simply that can be called as a PN junction. Once again I am repeating, if the doping density in the P type semiconductor is equal to the doping density in the N type semiconductor, then it's called simply PN junction. Suppose if the doping density in P region is much greater than the N region, then that can be called as a P plus N region. Please remember this one, P plus N junction. If the doping density in the N region is less than, if you want to say in terms of the less than, if the doping density in the PN region is less than P region, then in which way Pn minus you can say. That means if the both p and n layers are heavily doped, if the both p and n layers are heavily doped, then what you can say here, p plus and n plus junction. And if very lightly doped, then what we can call p minus and n minus region. In general, if P plus indicates heavily doped P region, and in general, if N minus is nothing but lightly doped region. Please be remember all these points. Of course, if P minus also lightly doped, N minus P plus N plus means heavily doped, P minus N minus means lightly doped. In simple words, you can remember that thing. Next, coming to power diode and its characteristics, and in that concept, depletion layer. Okay, first of all, we are going for depletion layer. That means we are going slowly from our general PN junction diode to power diode. Please remember all these concepts. So here, by means of diagram, in the PN junction, free electrons in N material diffuse across the junction into P material. That means what may be the free electrons? Free electrons from N region can diffuse into the P material, and diffuser of electron from N region to P region leaves a positive charge in the N region. Please remember this one, a positive charge in the N region near the junction. Similarly, diffusion of each hole from P to N, leaves a negative charge behind the P region near the junction. That means if the electrons are going from the N region, it will leaves a positive charge in the N region. If the holes are leaving from the P region, then it will leave the negative charges. Please remember this one. That means here, so N region near the, in that way, N region near the junction becomes positively charged, and P region near the junction becomes negatively charged. Please remember this concept. So these charges establish an electric field across the junction. When this field grows strong enough, it stops further diffusion. So that's why whenever this electric field stops further diffusion, charge carriers don't move. So opposite charges on the other side of the junction produces immobile ions. Please remember that the immobile ions formation. The region extending into both P and N semiconductor layer is called depletion region or space charge region. Here you need to remember this definition. The region extending into both P and N type semiconductor layer is called depletion region or space charge region. Of course, in equilibrium, there is a potential difference of 0.7 volts across the depletion region for silicon. For silicon, 0.7 volts, and for germanium, 0.3 volts will be the potential difference. And next, so this potential difference across the depletion layer is called barrier potential. Okay, this potential difference across the depletion layer is called barrier potential. Next, we will see effect of forward biasing. So by means of this diagram, when this will be forward biased, whenever positive terminal of the battery is connected to P-type material and negative terminal of the battery is connected to n-type material, then automatically p-n junction is forward biased. Positive terminal of the battery sucks electrons from the p material, leaving holes there. Okay, and these holes travel through p material towards the negative charge at the p-n junction and thus neutralize partly with this negative charge. Similarly, negative terminal of the battery injects electrons into the n layer. Thus, electrons move through the n material, reach the p-n junction, thereby neutralizing partly with the positive charge. As a result, width of the depletion layer gets reduced. Opposite case is the next one whenever the case is reverse biased. Here, the negative terminal of the battery is connected to the P side and positive terminal of the battery is connected to the N side. That means here the opposite case of the forward bias. In the forward bias, whatever may be this positive supply will inject holes to the one and a negative supply will inject electrons. But here this will be opposite case. So that's why there is a depletion layer decreasing. That's why here depletion layer is increasing. If we increase the temperature, width of the depletion layer will be decreased. And next one is, for a power semiconductor device, we need to keep in mind that a junction with lightly doped, a junction with a lightly doped layer at its one side requires large breakdown. It required a large breakdown voltage. A junction with a lightly doped layer on both sides require low breakdown voltage. Once again, I am repeating here. A junction with lightly doped layer. A junction with a lightly doped layer requires large breakdown voltage. Large breakdown voltage. A junction with lightly doped layer. A junction with lightly doped layer on its both sides requires low breakdown voltage. Please remember these points.